It's a beautiful late August morning, and it's calm out. There's not any wind, and so it feels rather warm because the sky is clear and the sun is shining right directly down, and there's no breeze, and there's a good bit of humidity in the air. So if it was to breeze up a little bit, I think it'd be a very pleasant morning or day, but it's so calm out. I like it. I'm not saying it's not something to be happy about, to be out here in this beautiful wilderness, but it is a little bit on the hot side. And I was thinking about something that made me think about something else, and that was semantics and syntax. That's the way that we hear words, and context is part of that too. It's how we give meaning to words or think about words, or how one person can use a word one way, another person uses it another way, and they get confused about what one person's saying or what the other person is saying, or or two people that speak the same way or understand language the same way may be in agreement with one another on something, and another person is like, what are you people talking about? And anyhow, it's a pretty in-depth subject because it has a long history. Language has a very, very long language. Here comes an airboat. Look at that. That thing is getting pushed along by a big wind propeller. So there's no motor in the water. It's just generating it's a lift effect on the blades, like a prop on an airplane. And so, or like a fan, just the same way, like any fan works. As it turns, it moves the air from one direction to the other direction based on the pitch of the blades. But anyhow, I was thinking about the word anchor, and if you grow up around the water when you're young, a lot of times when you think of the word anchor, you kind of first think of just, not everybody does, but the type of anchor that we use for a boat, and that's kind of your idea of what an anchor might be a lot of times. And so when people are talking and they might use the word anchor, this is just an example of many, many more parts of language and understanding language. I'm just using this as an example, but this can apply to whole sentences and to books and to paragraphs and interpretations of language, and language from the language but different dialects. It gets really into a lot of different things. It's very interesting. But anchor, really, the primary definition of anchor is something that holds something in place. So it's something that this primary purpose is to be able to attach to it so that another thing doesn't move. It anchors something. But we can take that word anchor and we can apply it across a large spectrum of different concepts. Like in a shopping mall, for example, sometimes the big stores on the end, we say they anchor the shopping center. The reason is they use that term is because of the fact that those are the stores that draw the crowd that brings people to all the other stores, for example. We have different kinds of physical anchors, like a sand anchor or a ship's anchor, or these different kinds of things. So sometimes if you're not the point of all of this is sometimes if you're not understanding something, it's good to stop and reconsider the context, the syntax, and the definitions of the words, and maybe that they're being used in a way that's different than how your mind wants to perceive them or first think about them. And sometimes those words are being used incorrectly too. So you need to double check and say, hey, what was the word they were really trying to use here? Or now I'm confused. Were they saying what they are saying, or were they meaning to say something else? But it helps you it helps to help to think through problems that way, and it also helps to avoid conflict sometimes, to double check on semantics. Anyways, and also just enjoy a beautiful day. I love you.